What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk just a little bit about the Capcom Spotlight Showcase. Go over the info on this, and then also kind of talk about my expectations, or like setting expectations. Let's go through just like the basic facts first. Firstly, it's going to be next Wednesday, June 26th at 3 p.m. Pacific time, 6 p.m. Eastern time. Okay, you can convert it, in your own way if you want. It'll be 40 minutes long, so you get the time, and it'll include Resident Evil, big one, PRAGMATA, big one, Monster Hunter Wilds, and Street Fighter 6. Really, I stopped saying big one because they're all big, okay? For specific groups, I think all of these games are absolutely massive, and Capcom continues to kill it. For me, personally, I will be attending for Resident Evil and PRAGMATA, but I'm interested to see, what they have to say on all of them. Now, what they specifically say is we will be presenting the latest news on highly anticipated upcoming Capcom titles along with developer interviews. So this kind of moves into more of like the expectation territory, right? The thing is, these spotlights, they can have a little meat to them, but most of the time they're not like the biggest thing of all time, especially because of the weeks that they just had to. I would kind of double down with that prediction where it's like, they just revealed RE9. They re-revealed PRAGMATA, like those two in particular, right? And people got to play demos. They got to see Requiem. They got to see a little bit of PRAGMATA. And I feel like the most we got is there. So I guess what I'm saying is, like, in terms of where I am setting my expectations, I am not thinking that this is going to come even close to what we just got. You know what I mean? A re-reveal, a reveal. I mean, for Monster Hunter and Street Fighter, it's a little bit easier, right? Because those are more updates and, they're going to be smaller scale, like, by design. Again, not saying those games are small. They're huge, right? And updates will make, people happy, several people happy, even maybe more than one. So, but I mean, they're extra stuff. They're things that, you can kind of predict what they'll be, and they're not, like, on the scale of, like, releasing or announcing a big title. For Resident Evil, I mean, like, I would set my expectations so low to the point that I think they would maybe narrate and talk about the trailer. I think kind of extending expectations would be maybe they go over the demo, right? So like the press got to play a little bit of the game. Maybe to show it is probably not going to happen, okay? Like maybe to talk about it, but for me, that's kind of where I'm putting my expectation on Resident Evil specifically is I would not be shocked if they just kind of talk about some of the features that they showed in the trailer and that they also already said. So like it can be first person and third person, and it'll have a stalker type enemy, in the beginning of the game, like kind of the key facts that we already know. I wouldn't be surprised if they just re-say it. PRAGMATA, probably the same thing. Like, I wanted to make a video specifically on the PRAGMATA previews, but they were kind of tame. Like, people really liked it. People were very impressed with what they got to play of PRAGMATA, but they got to play like a very like condensed slice of the game and a couple battles, and they're all saying the same thing, right? Like you hack on the right side as Diana, and then just kind of move around and try to dodge until you're able to shoot as Hugh, right? And like that's it. That's the game that they were able to experience. So again, we get the trailer, you get a little bit of that, you kind of get these two almost bonding. Wouldn't be surprised if the same thing happened. I feel like there could be a potential to do a little bit more with PRAGMATA than RE. There's just like a gut feeling that I kind of have, but 40 minutes, 10 minutes each, like you would like to see that. I guess what would get me a little annoyed, because I clearly have my bias, right? If you did 15 for Monster Hunter, 15 Street Fighter, now you got 10 left, and then you do 5 and 5 for Resident Evil and PRAGMATA. So again, just in terms of like what's limiting, I mean, factually, I think you can show more for Monster Hunter and Street Fighter. You could do a 4-minute trailer for a Street Fighter 6 character and then have them talk about it for 5, 6, 7, 8 minutes. You're at 10, you're at plus 10, right? So it's like, that's easy. I could come up with that in a second like I just did. For PRAGMATA and RE, you might only have 2, 3, 4 minutes of things to say about those games, depending on how much you're going to show. So I'll be lurking. I might co-stream it. I'll let you guys know. Keep an eye on the community tab, and I'll post it there whether I am or am not, but I will cover it no matter what. If there's new info, stuff like that, I'll make videos. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Make sure, as always, you're subscribed to the channel, bell icon turned on. I hope to see you all on the next one.